The sun is freaking out. And when the sun acts weird, the weather acts weird, and people lose their mind. That's right. Welcome to this THORnews episode. And I got to warn you ahead of time, even though that there is a hurricane that is about to be bearing down on Louisiana in a very dangerous fashion, and the whole world seems to be falling apart at the seams. The 4 sunspots on the sun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the Big Bang M-class 4.7 solar flare that came out of AR 2860 a little while ago. It's like the energy is now forcing me to be in a good mood after the Pluto square Eris energy was forcing me to be curled up in a ball feeling horrible for like 4 days. So like bang, zoom, zap, zow, bang. But hey, I guess what better way to kick off the THORnews September fundraiser? That's right. I do a fundraiser every single month. I've done it this way for 4 or 5 years to keep THORnews up and running. So if you would like to contribute or donate to keep THORnews up and running, I've got a mailbox you can send your contribution or donation to. I've got a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, and a Patron, and a whole lot of appreciation for Asteroid Fight Club and everybody cool out there. All right. I pretty much do a fundraiser every single month, regardless of plague or landfalling hurricanes, or you name it. So, yeah, I warned everybody about the date leading up to the 27th of August and said all the crazy shit would be happening at once, and it is. And now we're looking at a possible major hurricane landfall of Ida on Louisiana that will affect Mississippi and Alabama as the east side of the hurricane brings the most storm surge waves, heavy rain, heavy wind. And so now most of the models are agreeing that this thing is going to be a bit of a monster and land somewhere around Sunday afternoon. It is now 4 a.m. on Saturday, so this would be, I don't know, like 30 hours from now. This is the NAM. The NAM has one of the stronger versions, which is usual. The NAM does that. But yeah, it is expected to make landfall at about 140 mile per hour sustained wind, possibly. If we get anything lower, like I said, if this somehow busts or underperforms, I'm going to be super happy. But right now, it definitely looks like it has a major chance to be a major hurricane and will be a major danger to a lot of people. So hopefully, if you are in this area, you are getting your preparations ready. And if you're in the low-lying regions, you're getting the F out of Dodge. But you're a grown-ass adult, and so hopefully you are making your own decisions for you, your family, your friends, and your pets. We've also got solar storms that have been hitting and kicking and bringing some pretty incredible aurora. And this is from coronal mass ejections that blew off the sun a few days ago. And then the M-class flare, which is just under the X-class flare. So we almost had our second X-class flare, because I don't know if you guys remember this right here. But in July, the sun was super freaking out. We had 6 sunspots at once, and we had an X-class flare. And so now we've had the M-class flare and 4 sunspots in August. And so the sun has started to pick up activity again. It has definitely been super active this summer. Way more than anyone other than me and Scott McIntosh predicted out of everyone on Earth. That's fascinating. But you guys are kind of used to me knocking them out of the park. Anyway, what was I talking about? Just because I'm in my first good mood in 5 days doesn't mean I can get cocky. Solar activity reached moderate levels today with an M4.7 solar flare observed around AR 2860. The complexity of this region will make another M-class flare possible during the next 12 to 24 hours. The region is now almost directly facing Earth, and any coronal mass ejections produced could be Earth-directed. And we'll have to see. This could have Earth-directed components with the one that just popped off. And the activity from the sun over the last 72 hours has definitely been very interesting. We've seen a lot of major filament pop-offs. We've seen some solar flares, coronal mass ejections. So get ready for things to get crazier. And anytime we have an Eris alignment type thing, we have a 5-day span afterwards where we watch for a major storm, and once again that has fallen right in the window. We do that with Eris alignments and solar eclipses. Bam, snap, crackle, pop. Hey, why don't you go solar flux yourself? Solar flux is now at 90. That's a pretty high number. Yep, and remember, solar maximum is still like 4 years away. Yeah, now we're in the middle of a cornucopia of crises, and I don't necessarily think things will improve immensely until 2022. So please buckle up, because the end of August is going to be rough. September, October, November, and December will probably be kind of rough too. But hey, we are Asteroid Fight Club, and so we are going to fight, flight, or surf the cornucopia of crises. Anyway, but yeah, we're looking for the hurricane to be making landfall, another storm to be meeting it on top of it, and then possibly severe weather up in this area where Mother Nature has been picking on the areas around the Great Lakes. So the danger bean has now become erect. It used to be about this size, and now it's gotten a lot longer. And this is your area for possible severe weather all throughout today, which is a Saturday. And then tomorrow, definitely watch for super severe weather, tornadoes, straight line winds, storm surge of like 15 to 17 feet. I mean, this is a really, really, really dangerous situation. If you're going to have to stay there, I would recommend praying, singing, and doing your best Lieutenant Dan impression. I mean, definitely Ida has a bad look to it, my friends. And it is just now over open water. It's got about 30 hours before landfall, and at some point, I imagine it will start to rapidly intensify. As of right now, I think it is still a Category 1, which is technically good news. Sidebar, bad guys are zapping people with lasers and space weapons again. The Havana Syndrome first affected spies and diplomats in Cuba. Now they're hitting people with the White House again. We've talked about this story before. Yeah, like microwave weapons or something. I don't know. We're in crazy times, man. Super duper Dr. Tamitha Skov is letting us know that the M47 flare caused radio blackouts on Earth's day side, especially Western Australia, Asian Pacific, Russia, East Europe, and Africa. And so if you didn't have a radio blackout, that probably means you were on the night side. And I get it. Not a lot is a joking matter these days, but please forgive me if my style is quite a bit good morning, Vietnam. Scientists have discovered a giant volcano of plastic bottles that have been thrown away and is about to erupt. Oh no, I read that wrong. That's just the amount of trash we throw away every year, I guess. Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have a lot of good news to give people in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama because Anthony Macelio, Asteroid Fight Club All-Star, is talking about the HWRF. Simulation suggests that Ida spends much of the day working on its symmetry and achieves it successfully on approach. So it could literally start strengthening all the way up until landfall. Right now, models still have it at about a Category 4, which is super deadly, super dangerous, and creates lots of problems. And then not only Ida, you have this one over here, and I forgot her name, although hurricanes don't have genders. But I forgot the name of this cyclonic thing. This will be bringing a whole lot of moisture. It's supposed to go up through here, so it's going to bring a lot of this moisture into the southwest of USA after bringing a lot of it over Mexico. I'm talking Culiacan, Chihuahua, and Hermosa, whatever. But yeah, so there's a lot happening. Why am I talking so fast? I can slow down and take a breath. This is a late night graveyard shift THORnews chilled out episode. So I should reflect that. But look how everything's popping. All the this is water vapor. Everything be popping right now. And here's your severe weather danger zone. Look at that. Woof. But I too feel lucky and blessed to be sleepless at 4 a.m. It's always 4 a.m. somewhere. Oh, it's 4:19 right now. You know what that means? Oh, you can't see it. Zell Arts is letting us know Hurricane Ida is displaying dual vertical hot towers on the south and north sides of the eye wall, and this is an indicator that rapid intensification is beginning, and I imagine it will go into an extra gear when the sun starts to hit the Gulf of Mexico Ocean again. This was a pretty impressive solar flare, especially for kind of being directed towards Earth. This is a list of the 6 mega fires that are happening in California right now. You have the Dixie Fire, which has almost burned 750, almost 1 million acres, and it's only 47% contained. The Caldor Fire, which is much newer and still really bad. And you got the McFarland Fire, the Monument Fire, the River Complex Fire, and the Antelope Fire. And the bad news is fire season for California and part of the West Coast may last for the last 3 months of the year. And like I said, you're looking at, I don't know, over 20 inches of rain in some spots, over 15 feet of storm surge. Dr. Rick Knabb is talking about winds of major hurricane have 2 main direct impacts: structural damage and power outages. Both can be life-threatening, and if we don't prepare, there are things to do before, during, and after storm to be safer, knowing it'll take time for help and power to reach you in the aftermath. Be sure and pause the video for this part so you can read all the things that you can help do to prepare you in the 30 hours you have before landfall. And on behalf of the atmosphere, I would like to apologize to Louisiana, because you guys have definitely been getting picked on last year and this year. And maybe we should switch the South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Chicago area to New Tornado Alley. I kind of feel like I'm losing my mind. And I went live, the video before this, for like an hour, where I could just say, hey guys, I think I'm losing my mind. I would like to live long enough to see amazing aurora in person someday and take a couple shots of Jaeger while being, wow, they're beautiful. Seems like it would be a cool thing to put onto my bucket list. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, yeah, such pretty colors. Yes, the last few days I was curled up in a ball in a fetal position. Now, I've got way too much energy. We did hit the KP5 Geomagnetic Storm G1 threshold. And so, I don't know, aurora-wise, it was the best of times, and then like plague and hurricane and wildfires and everybody arguing and nobody ever trusting in everybody. It's the worst of times. Kind of shit, you know. Now I just cussed. Sorry. And we'll probably be looking at more supply chain issues from the hurricane and then just everything else that kind of been going on in 2021. Mike Buresh, first alert weather. Ida will roll across numerous oil wells and platforms. There will be a cost at the pump. That's not good. Man, there's sure a lot of oil rigs out there. All right, so I will be doing what I can to keep you guys updated. Godspeed, everyone. It is going to be a wild week, and it's probably going to be a very wild September. And so, if you appreciated any of the work I've done over the last 8 years, or just last month, or which would be this month, August. It was a rough month. August was my least favorite month. For whatever reason, we want to help out so I can continue to do this in September. I'd appreciate it if you made a contribution to my mailbox, PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, Patron. Although take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your pets first. And if you got something left over. I sure do try to work hard for my money. This is my full-time job. And I leave it all in the field every day. So, thank you all very much. Only have $1,727 left to raise with 7 days left to go. And thank you to Asteroid Fight Club, Andrea, Darlene, Ed, and everybody out there that is cool. Let's hang in there. It's going to be rough, but I think 2022 is going to be better. All right. God bless everyone. Stay cool. Talk to y'all soon.